He is my favorite college basketball coach. I like Coach Larinaga at my alma mater, the job that he's doing down there. But Coach Fisher, each and every single year, coaches a different brand of guys. It could be Jalen Rose. It could be Kawhi Leonard. It could be anybody. And he gets the most maximum out of it. I think he can coach any sport. And right now, 8-0 in Mountain West play. Big win last night on the road, 57-54 over Nevada. And Coach Steve Fisher joins us right now. Coach, I say that, and what I was watching this year at the beginning of the year was, for you, usually when you know you have a good team, you find that identity out right away. It's taken a little time here, hasn't it, for this group to kind of mesh and kind of gel together. Are you seeing it now?
It sure has been. We early on couldn't close out games. We had 3 games that we felt like could have, would have, should have, but didn't. I think more than anything else, our seniors, starting with Winston Shepard, then Skylar Spencer, and Angelo, have stepped up and provided leadership. Sometimes that's not measured in stats. And that's really helped us win. Winston has done such a good job of settling in and accepting. And we're far from perfect, but we're finding ways to win tough, hard games. And it's, I think, driven by our senior leadership. Our offense is a lot better in terms of getting the right shot, even though last night it sure didn't look it. Both teams had a hard time putting it in the basket, but we're a better team, and we're winning close games, and good teams win close games.
Coach, sometimes you can have all the talent on the planet, but meshing them and finding the right combinations and personnel sets on what you're looking to do. Has it been more difficult this year for you on finding the right combination to put out there on the floor each and every single situation?
Dan, I don't know about that. We've struggled to score the ball, and then to some degree that's been our MO the last couple of years. We're finally settling in, and I think people are accepting the fact that now Trey Kell is going to take a lot of shots. And Trey's accepted the fact that even if I miss, I'm going to continue to shoot the ball. And it's been a big plus for us. Our freshman, Jeremy Hemsley, has done a wonderful job at the point. And he knows what he wants to do. He knows what we want him to do, and he's making progress. So, you got a freshman and a sophomore that have a lot of responsibility for the success of your team. And it's taken us a while to kind of get it the way we want it to be. And the fragile game, you know that, Dan.
Yeah.
We've won a lot of close games. And sometimes people say you're lucky. But I think we have quotes of the day, and one of our quotes I used recently is, luck is fascinated with the efficient. And we've become more efficient with what we're doing. We don't turn the ball over as much. We do a better job finishing plays defensively with rebounding. We're making more free throws. And, sometimes when you're lucky, that means you're doing things that the normal eye doesn't see. But when you watch film, you say, that's why we're winning.
Coach, do you coach your senior guys up more to coach your younger guys so that if you're a younger guy like Trey Kell, hearing it from senior leadership to me would resonate, and not that you don't hear your coach or a guy like yourself that has been there, seen it, and done it and coached every type of personality, but do you think as a formula on how you get leadership with your team and growing leaders for years to come also on your squad, that teaching the older guys and that narrative coming from them, it resonates more with younger guys? Is that the approach you do?
That's the approach you hope you have. Sometimes leaders are there. They're going to be vocal leaders, and you don't have to be a senior to speak your mind. But we talk about the value of a player-driven team, and you're right on the money in terms of hearing it from a player and how it resonates a little bit more. So we put subtle pressure on our older guys to lead by example. You don't always have to be that guy that's doing the talking. Lead by example, selectively say your piece, but lead. And that your best teams are those that have really, really good senior leadership. They don't have to be your best players, but they've been through the gauntlets. They've seen a lot of things, and your young guys come in starry-eyed, think they're going to take the world over, and find out it's hard. And road trips are tough, and winning is hard in any league. So what we're getting is just 17 years together, all of us, and they see that. And our older guys know that when you're in the program for a long time, with that mantle comes a responsibility more than just playing 20 minutes a game.
Coach, when you have a young player, like a Trey Kell, and I remember watching how you handle a guy like a Jalen Rose, do you encourage when you know that you have a talent and you have a shooter and you know that anytime a young player gets on the floor, doubt comes in no matter what, you go through a cold streak, do you sit and encourage the kid, hey, keep chucking it, just keep chucking it? Do you encourage that kid and keep the confidence going, and is that the most important thing when you have a young player like that?
You have to encourage it. You have to know who you are also as a player, and or at least start to find out who you are and what makes you a good player. And it's not all equal opportunity. Everybody's not going to get the same number of shots. I watched Trey play in high school. He's a scorer. He scores in multiple ways. A year ago, I think he got a little bit tentative. He became tentative in some degree because he's too nice a guy. He didn't want to offend. He wondered what the older guys were thinking. And finally, we've all encouraged him, from his mom and dad to me. But I have constantly told him, you're a scorer. Don't worry about missing a shot. Don't take bad shots. You know what your shot is. But if you have your shot, shoot it. Doesn't matter if you made 10 in a row or missed 10 in a row. And he's at that stage now, Dan. I don't know when he got over the hurdles, but he's beyond the stage of worrying about missing the shot. And that's what good scorers are able to do. And Trey's at that point.
Coach, I tell you, you're my favorite college basketball coach. I love Coach Larinaga at my alma mater, but I got to tell you, you're my favorite guy, and I think this team's playing and getting it going, and I think they're heading in the right direction.
Quick story about Larinaga. He and I are good friends, and we all watched their game. We were here. We watched them play Duke and beat Duke the other night, and I have a grandson who's 25 months, and he was watching the game at home, and he saw Larinaga on TV, and he looked at TV, and he calls me Papa. He goes, Papa, there's Papa. So I called Larinaga and left him a message. I said, Jim, congrats on your win. You just had the highest compliment ever paid to you by a man. I said, and I told him that story. He texted me back. We laughed.
Oh, my God. That's awesome, Coach. Hey, Coach, thank you so much. Every time I get you on, it's such a privilege. I love listening to you, and I know why you've had so much success, man. You get the most out of everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you having me on.